How y'all feel about helping your adult children? What do you think about that? Right? I mean, I'm not talking about if you have a child that just constantly, okay, feels as though you are their personal ATM. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about people that just want to run up one side of you and down the other, regardless of whether you gave birth to them or not. I'm not talking about those folk. That's a whole different can of worms. I'm talking about you got a child, an adult child, that's out there with their shoulder to the grindstone every day, trying to make it work, trying to make it happen for themselves and their family, and things are just tough. Do you, as a parent, step in and help? Or do you go by what I call the butterfly analogy, right? Do you understand what that is? Well, really quick, man saw a butterfly in a cocoon, right? And the cocoon had fallen out of the tree and it was on the ground. And you can see the butterfly in there struggling real hard, okay? And he was like, I got to help him. Oh my gosh. So he opened up the cocoon so the butterfly could be free, right? But the thing that happened and that he did not expect was that he stunted the butterfly's growth. Because that struggle in that cocoon, that was what that butterfly needed in order to strengthen its wings so it could fly, so it could soar like a butterfly is supposed to be able to do, right? So for the rest of the butterfly's life, it never flew. It just kind of crawled along on the ground with little weak wings that would not fly. That's the butterfly analogy. So do you think helping your child turns them into something weak that can't fly? Or do you feel like, hey, your car ain't working, come get mine? Huh? Until we can get yours fixed. Do you feel like, y'all hungry over there? I got a whole bunch of food over here. Come over here and get some of this. Do you feel like you need a place to stay? You can't make your rent this month? You're getting evicted? Let me get your room ready, okay? Stay here until you get on your feet, right? Because I'm that kind of parent. I don't care how old mine get to be. I'm going to always be a minimum of 20 years old because I had my first child when I was 20 years old, okay? I just wonder, what do you think about that? Do you believe in helping your adult children? Because I do. Thank God I never had to really do it often. But I tell you what, if they ever need me for anything, I am so there. But that's just me. That's just me. And if that's not you, I'm not saying there's something wrong with that. I'm not saying that. I'm asking you, how do you feel about it? Because I'm just letting you know how I feel about it. Tell me how you feel about it.
Parents, do you think helping your adult children weakens them or turns you into an enabler? Let's talk about it. Because I know this is going to step on some toes. As parents, we naturally want to help our kids. I don't care if they're 8, 18, 28, or 38. When you see your child struggling, something inside of you wants to jump in and fix it, right? That's love. But here's where it gets dangerous. This is the part that gets dangerous. Sometimes what we call helping is really us protecting them from consequences they need to feel. And I know that's hard to hear, but it's the truth. Because you're not trying to ruin them, you're trying to save them. But what happens when every time they fall, you catch them? What happens when every time they mess up, you clean it up? And what happens when every time life get hard, they know they can come back to you, disrespect you, ignore your advice, and still expect your money, your time, your house, your car, and your peace? At some point, that's not help anymore. That's enabling. And enabling does not make them stronger. It teaches them that somebody else will always carry the weight they refuse to carry. Now, let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with helping your adult child. Nothing. I ain't what I'm saying today. If your child is working, trying, growing, showing respect, making better decisions, and they hit a rough patch, man, help them kids out. That's family, right? But if they lazy, entitled, disrespectful, irresponsible, and every time they create chaos, you show up with a rescue plan, you're not helping them grow at all. You are helping them stay stuck. And a lot of parents don't want to admit this part. Sometimes we keep helping because we're afraid if we stop, they'll leave. We're afraid they'll cut us off. We're afraid they won't let us see the grandkids. We're afraid they'll call us toxic. So we keep paying. We keep paying. We keep fixing. We keep saying yes when our spirit is screaming no. And then we wonder why we're tired, resentful, broke, stressed, and emotionally drained. Listen to me. Love without boundaries will destroy you. And help without accountability will weaken them. That adult child has to learn how to struggle a little. They have to learn how to figure it out. They have to learn that rent is due, bills are real, jobs matter, choices have consequences, and nobody is coming to rescue them every single time they don't feel like being responsible. Because one day, we won't be here. Then what? Who is going to rescue them then? If you love them, you have to prepare them for life without you. Not just comfort them while you're here. And I know somebody is going to say, but Aaron, that's still my child. Yes, it is still your child, but they are also an adult. And adults need accountability. Adults need responsibility. Adults need consequences. You can love them and still say, no, I'm not paying that. No, you can't live here with no plan. No, you don't get to disrespect me and still receive benefits from me. It don't work that way. No, I'm not funding bad decisions anymore. That is not hate. That is not abandonment. That is parenting with boundaries. Because some of you have been so busy trying not to lose your child that you lost yourself. You lost your peace. You lost your marriage. You lost your money. You lost your health. And they still act like you owe them more. At some point, you have to ask yourself, am I helping them heal? Or am I helping them avoid growing up? And am I giving support? Or am I giving them permission to stay the same? Because helping should build them. Helping should guide them. Helping should push them towards independence. But if your help keeps them dependent, entitled, and disrespectful, that's not love anymore. That's a leash around your own neck. So, no, Helping your adult child does not automatically weaken them, but helping without boundaries, helping without accountability, and helping while they disrespect you, helping while they refuse to help themselves, yes, that can weaken them. That can. And it can break you. So here's the real question. The real question. Are you helping because they need support? Or are you helping because you're scared of what happens when you finally say no? That's the part we need to talk about. That's what it is. I'm Aaron, and this is Aaron Real Talk. And today, I want you to tell the truth in the comments. You guys leave me a comment. Have you ever helped your adult child so much that it started hurting you? You guys leave me a comment below.